The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, chaired on Saturday morning the proceedings of the third Government Walis or Governors meeting held in the Palace of the Nation here in Algiers. The President was welcomed by the Prime Minister, Minister of Finance Ayman bin Abdurrahman, and the Minister of Interior Kamal Beljoud. The President of the Republic greeted senior state officials, notably Saleh Goujil, Chairman of the Council of the Nation, Ibrahim Boughali, Chairman of the National People's Assembly, Kamal Finnish, President of the Constitutional Council, Lieutenant General Saeed Chingreha, Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, and Abdel Rashid Tabbi, Minister of Justice. The meeting was held under the theme of economic recovery, regional balance, and social justice. The most important items on its agenda was stepping up the achievement of the President of the Republic's projects, in particular the implementation of the Government Action Plan to create wealth, boost development, and achieve social justice. This meeting had other objectives, including the assessment of local social and economic development policies and identifying the means to implement changes to effectively respond to the needs of the population and laying down the foundations for renewed local development. In his address, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, recalled first that the fight against corruption involves the protection of honest officials against slander based on anonymous letters that are in no case valid grounds to initiate investigations. Such protection will cover all levels of decision-making and all state institutions, whether public administration and even law enforcement, especially as a bill will be voted for that purpose. He announced that the management of legitimate investigations will be centralized with the relevant authorities in Algiers under special authorizations issued by the concerned ministries. Such mechanism will be used to decriminalize management mistakes and avoid the interference of intermediaries and encourage direct dialogue with investors to create local wealth. The President of the Republic further acknowledged that for the first time since Algeria's independence, revenues from non-hydrocarbon exports have exceeded $1.8 billion, with a projection for the end of the year of reaching $4 billion, reminding the doubts that surrounded his promise a year ago to reach such a goal. He stressed the strength of Algeria as a regional power that the whole world recognized along its pivotal role in the establishment of regional peace and stability, while reminding that its true strength is its youth and their aspiration for a future in a country whose only current problem is its lack of national unity. Abdelmajid Tebboune reminded the governors that the ongoing vaccination campaign is the only solution to stem the COVID-19 pandemic and avoid any further infection waves. A threshold has been set to that end by the President of the Republic to 2/3 of the Algerian total population. For this occasion, he announced that by September the 29th, the local manufacture by the pharmaceutical company Saidal of a COVID-19 vaccine under a Chinese-Algerian partnership will begin in Constantine. This will be such a development that will throttle Algeria to become independent in terms of domestic supply of the vaccine, instead of depending on foreign suppliers. The President of the Republic also affirmed that the unemployment allowance will be included in a couple of months for the first time in the finance law for 2022 and will be paid to its beneficiaries in the coming year, once the population census is completed. Algeria will be thus the first country to provide such good support for its youth while seeking employment for the first time. The valuation of such allowance would, however, vary depending on the financial capabilities of provinces. The President of the Republic seized this opportunity to recall that ensuring regional balance between the provinces is a priority according to him. And to ensure such balance, a special program has been designed, as indicated by the head of state, by the Prime Minister to reorganize development means in some provinces by completing transportation means capabilities and additional infrastructures to lift them out of isolation and put them on the right track to local development. He gave as example the province of Khenchla, where will be held the first government meeting out of the capital Algiers once the design of its development program is completed. To conclude, the President of the Republic announced that Algeria would keep on with its comprehensive development program with the purpose of creating a new Algeria whose state institutions are strong, with the full involvement of all its citizens under the total sovereignty of a state of law.
For his part, the Prime Minister, Minister of Finance, Ayman bin Abdurrahman, highlighted the necessity to put the stress on workshops evoked during this meeting by the President of the Republic, notably the investment sector, calling on the governors to rationalize the public fund by giving the priority to the projects likely to spearhead local development and to respect their management time, which has been so far a heavy burden for the state.
The Interior Minister, Canal, indicated that this meeting comes after the adoption of the government's plan of action by both the Senate and the Parliament in order to fulfill the commitments of the President of the Republic. On this occasion, members of the government, headed by the Prime Minister, Minister of Finance, in addition to the governance of the Republic, and with the participation of the nation's executive directors from various ministerial departments, gathered today in order to adopt the government's action plan and strive to achieve your 54 commitments in order to take care of the citizens' concerns, and for this we follow the action plan set by the government, supported by the directives, because we believe in the necessity of working in an organized manner and coordinating the efforts of the loyal patriotic citizens within the framework set by the Constitution and the laws of the Republic, and what follows in terms of defining and assigning responsibilities. I would like to assure you, Mr. the President, that we're very determined to face the challenges and continue working according to your instructions to remove all obstacles in order to best serve our citizens and our country, Algeria.
The flurry of the diplomatic activities held by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the National Community abroad, Ramtal Amamra, as part of the 76th session of the UN General Assembly goes on. L'Amamra took part in 3 high-level meetings and held a series of bilateral discussions with his counterparts from member countries, an opportunity to reaffirm once again Algeria's positions concerning the regional and international issues and its approaches for finding solutions for internal crisis, notably in Libya. During his participation in the ministerial meeting on Libya held at the initiative of the President of the Libyan Presidential Council, L'Amamra highlighted Algeria's constant solidarity and support to Libya for the recovery of security and the achievement of national reconciliation and the preservation of sovereignty and unity of this brotherly country. Algeria always relies on common and peaceful solutions to establish peace and security in all regions of the Sahel, said the head of the Algerian diplomacy during his meeting with his Tunisian counterpart. L'Amamra also met with his Malian counterpart. Their discussions focused on the peace process and reconciliation in this brotherly country. A working meeting also brought together L'Amamra with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov, around the consolidation of the strategic partnership between the two countries and the continuation of consultation and coordination periodically on regional and international issues of common interest. In addition, L'Amamra met with Francis Dang, Special Advisor to the Republic of South Sudan, in addition to the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ghana. Discussions focused on ways to boost bilateral relations and peace and security issues in the continent. The head of the Algerian diplomacy also met with his Kenyan counterpart. The two ministers reaffirmed the need to combine efforts to preserve the African Union. During his meeting with his Cuban counterpart, there were talks of improving economic relations between the two countries. And with his Mexican counterpart, they discussed regional and international issues of common interest. During L'Amamra's meeting with the Venezuelan Minister of Foreign Affairs, it was discussed the promotion of bilateral relations between the two countries, as well as the most important items on the agenda of this session.
Algeria's ambassador to France, Antar Daoud, held a meeting at the Algerian consulate in Nanterre with the Algerian community to discuss the problems they are facing with a view to finding solutions to them on the basis of collective intelligence. This meeting is the first in a series of other meetings. This meeting comes ahead of the commemorating October 17, 1961 anniversary, marking the tragic events when a peaceful demonstration turned into real genocide. This meeting is an opportunity for me to raise the problems facing our nationals in Nanterre region and try to find solutions to them in coordination with our consular services in Nanterre. 125 new confirmed cases of coronavirus and 9 deaths were announced on September 25th by the Ministry of Health in a press release. In terms of treatment, the number of cured patients over the past 24 hours is 105. The Ministry of Health also recalled the need to observe healthy measures, notably wearing of face masks and respecting social distancing.
We will celebrate in a few days the World Tourism Day. The celebrations will be held this year in Tamrast province. It will be an opportunity to introduce the region, the capital of Ahagar. Some go there by car and some on feet to visit the Efil Al-Oasis Palace. Once the visitor arrives, he can enjoy one of the most enchanting scenes in the world. Efil Al-Oasis is an eagle nest situated at an altitude of 2,180 meters in the Hogar Mountains, showing the full landscape of its colors, shades, structures and lights. This oasis was classified in the Ramsar Convention. All visitors to Askram should take a break at lunch or just enjoy a cup of tea. Through these trails, we discover the most beautiful open-air natural museum. By discovering the amazing beauty of nature, one forgets all the painful journey.